This is the second Sunday of Easter. Now, notice we don't say the second Sunday after Easter. That's because Easter isn't just a one-day feast. In the Catholic Church, Easter is celebrated for 50 days. And besides the yearly feast of 50 days, we celebrate Easter every Sunday. Every Sunday is a little Easter. So why so extensively? Well, for one thing, the resurrection of Jesus is the center of our faith. It's central to our creed. We believe in God, the Father Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth, but we also believe in Jesus Christ, who came among us, who died on the cross and rose from the dead on the third day. That belief in his resurrection has tremendous consequences for us and for our world. The story of Thomas in today's gospel, the doubting apostle, offers another reason why we celebrate Easter as often as we do. Thomas was one of Jesus' closest followers, one of the 12. He heard Jesus teach, he saw the miracles he worked. But Thomas won't believe the others who tell him that Jesus has risen from the dead. He's deeply skeptical. And you can hear a skepticism in his words. Unless I see the marks of the nails, unless I put my finger into the nail marks, unless I put my hand into his side, I won't believe. Now, certainly Thomas isn't the only one who's skeptical. No, Thomas represents human skepticism, the slowness of us all to believe, the distrust that we have. What's unique about Thomas is that he represents skepticism at its worst. So it's all right, to have some skepticism. I mean, we shouldn't believe everything that we hear. We need to check things out. We have to make sure that facts are facts. We need to have a certain caution as we go through life. But Thomas's skepticism seems more than ordinary. He's a strong doubter. And yet still, the next Sunday, notice it's a Sunday, Jesus comes and says to Thomas, "Put your finger here and see my hands, and bring your hand and put it into my side, and do not be unbelieving, but believe." And Thomas answers, "My Lord and my God." That's a beautiful act of faith. But what about us? We're described in today's gospel too. We're those who have not seen but believe, and Jesus calls us blessed. We can relate to Thomas. In fact, we today live in a very skeptical age. We're skeptical about politics, about our institutions, about our churches, about ourselves. There seems to be a deep disrespect today in the way we speak and the way we think. We're wary of others, especially people who are different from us, and that affects the way we believe too. Yet, Jesus comes to us. He gives his belief to us. His mercy is always at work. He strengthens us when he comes in the Eucharist. He strengthens us in our faith as we share it with each other week by week. Our Sundays may not be as dramatic as Thomas's experience was, but something happens then. Our Sundays are always little Easters. Jesus comes into the room where we've come with our fears and our lack of trust. And he tells us, as he told his disciples, "Peace be with you." And he shows us the signs of his love. and he enters into our lives. Every Sunday is a happy Easter. Jesus gives us his life.